Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you are at. On my channel, I want to do a lot of book reviews. I love to read, and I have some favorite novels I like to review, as well as the science stuff that I'm going to be doing. But I figured I'd start with a book that has meant probably the most to me over the years. It's the Tao Te Ching, and it's a book of China. It was written in China, they think around 2,500 years ago. It's attributed to a Lao Tzu. Now, scholars have argued whether or not Lao Tzu actually exists, whether there's an actual Lao Tzu, or whether it's just a name they gave when they assembled these sayings of wisdom. There's 81 separate paragraphs to the Tao Te Ching, and they're all beautiful in their own way. And I'm going to do all 81 of them, and one by one. There'll be days where I'll do 2 or 3 because they're so short. Some of them are longer, and there'll be days where I'll go out of order. I don't want to just go 1 through 81 because maybe you guys will leave a comment. Hopefully I'll get at least one comment on one of my videos. Somebody will see it. If not, I'll have something to look back to remember myself by. But well, I'm going to start off with the first one, the first stanza from the Tao Te Ching, and I'm just going to read it. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The unnameable is the eternally real. Naming is the origin of all particular things. Free from desire, you realize the mystery. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestations. Yet mystery and manifestations arise from the same source. This source is also called darkness, darkness within darkness, the gateway to all understanding. And that's the opening or first paragraph. So that's the opening paragraph. And right away you can see it's talking about naming and what naming does. And it's pretty simple. It's basically just trying to say that naming is the beginning of sort of misunderstanding, right? So we try to name things, and by applying, names are just words, and words are human conventions. They're invented by humans for humans to communicate with other humans. So when you begin to name something, you're already getting away from what it really truly is. The unnameable is the eternally real. So it's sort of saying the eternally real, the Tao, the way, the path, it really can't be named. You can't really place exact terminology on it. It's something that must be experienced. And we can help each other through videos like this, through talking and sharing our experiences. But the Tao itself is an experience. It's the way of the universe. It's something that you must experience. Free from desire, you realize the mystery. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestations. So when you're free from desire, you'll see the mystery, you'll feel the Tao. But if you're caught in desire, you'll see only manifestations of it. So you'll see parts of it, but you won't feel or be part of the full true experience of it. Yet mystery and manifestations arise from the same source. This source is darkness. So mystery and manifestations all arise from the same source. The source is darkness. Again, the main point of that first chapter is simply that naming becomes the first part where we part ways with truth. And we do that all the time when we try to explain. Like, for example, if I were walking through the woods and I was attacked by a bear and I had to escape and I had to fight the bear off, that would be an experience that only I felt and experienced. The second I came out of the woods and started trying to explain it to somebody what happened, I could do a really good job. I could use the best words and terminology that I could, but I could never take that person back and put them directly into that experience. That experience is something that happened and had to be felt to be real, to manifest itself. So naming is just the beginning of misunderstanding, I think, is the point of the first stanza of the Tao Te Ching. Now let's get into the second one. When people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see some things as good, other things become bad. Being and non-being create each other. Difficult and ease support each other. Long and short define each other. High and low depend on each other. Before and after follow each other. So now you're getting into the yin-yang sort of philosophy, that opposites create each other. They aren't just the opposite of each other. You can't have one without the other. One doesn't exist without the other one's presence. If you are to see something as beautiful, you must have something to reference it against, and that would be ugly. And in a society, we might not want to focus so much on certain types of beauty, because that could cause us to turn a blind eye to other types of beauty. So, you know, physical beauty is one thing that humans tend to have been obsessed with their whole existence. And of course, there's genetic reasons for that. But again, one begets the other. You can't have one without the other. Long and short define each other. What is long without short? What is an inch without half an inch? What is half an inch without a quarter of an inch? You can't have a long without a short, just like you can't have a you can't have darkness without light. These things beget each other. They make each other. Therefore, the master acts without doing anything. Here you're getting into the Wu Wei, which you get into later in the Tao Te Ching, this concept of acting without acting, and teaches without saying anything. Things arise and she lets them come. Things disappear and she lets them go. She has but does not possess. She acts but does not expect. When her work is done, she forgets it, and that's why it lasts forever. So if you do work expecting reward, work will, you know, you can have a monument with your name on it, but even that's not going to last forever. But good work, that will just simply last forever. So again, you're getting into the beginning of Wu Wei, the concept of acting without acting, of doing without doing, of not forcing things. The Tao, or the way, the path, has a way of flowing, and when we try to force our way too much, we create too much friction. Now, there are times, of course, we have to force our way against a natural occurrence. I mean, if there's a landfall coming our way, we want to move out of the way of it. This book isn't a recipe to get yourself killed, and it's not a suicide pact. But it is teaching you to not create too much friction, and we can get through our lives, our work lives, and which are always going to be difficult, by remembering these teachings from the Tao Te Ching. Again, that was just the first and the second stanza. We'll try to do one or two a week. Some of them are going to be more in depth than others. Some of them are shorter than others, but I hope you'll join with me, comment, like, and subscribe if you are interested in more comments. And if you want to talk about a specific stanza from the Tao Te Ching, let's do it. All right, thank you guys. Talk to you soon.